Live outside now from our Rose City Skycam in downtown Portland. The time is 6 o'clock. This Valentine's Day kicking off with snow on the ground, as you can see there. Good morning, and thank you so much for getting up with us on this Sunday. I'm Galen Etlin, joined this morning by Brenda Braxton.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Yes, snow and ice. And we are starting off with some breaking weather news right now. Rod Hill, I'm going to let you fill everybody in because the worst is not over. You have a new warning for us.
I do. You know, at this time yesterday, I was telling you the main storm front was moving through the area, which was true. That delivered that big heavy shot of snow, but now we have this new player that might be potentially as bad as it could be, and this takes place this afternoon into tonight. So the purple area right here, I'll zoom in a little bit. This is an ice storm warning for what I consider to be the Portland metro area, so extending from East Multnomah County, Troutdale, all the way out across Washington County. That's Hillsborough out to Gaston, up north through Clark County, including Vancouver and Battleground. The ice storm warning ends at about Canby. Basically, the atmosphere is going to be warming this afternoon into tonight, but east winds will keep the lower levels cold. So we think this afternoon, most of the moisture will transition into freezing rain. Now, that'll be scattered stuff or lighter moisture this evening, and then overnight, we have another heavy shot of moisture. That could be all straight freezing rain, giving us an ice storm in Portland. Here's the radar right now. Again, the white is snow. The pink is still this mixture of precipitation, which does extend down into Salem. There's a warm pocket down around McMinnville. Here are the temperatures: 29 Tiger, 28 Portland, 25 Gresham. Still very cold, very frozen outside. Notice McMinnville 38. Notice Corvallis at 42 degrees. So we do have warming to our south. For the Rose City, 28 right now. A mixture of snow and other showery precipitation. 30 degrees at noon. I give us a chance to get up to 32 or 34 this afternoon, but even if we hit 34, temperatures could slip back down to 30 overnight with freezing rain falling. My goodness gracious, I have more coming up for you.
That's definitely not the news that a lot of people wanted to hear. Ice is definitely a problem. Rod, thank you very much. Now, a lot of people still don't have power this morning either. Portland General Electric reports about 186,000 customers still don't have power. Heavy ice and snow caused trees and branches to fall on those power lines. We spoke with one woman who lives off Oakfield Road in Milwaukee. Her neighborhood lost power Friday night.
And at that point, the trees were already starting to snap. So everyone that I've spoken to, no one slept all night long because it was just like firecrackers going off constantly. And then all the transformers that were blowing up, it was like fireworks.
Definitely scary. Now, 600 workers are responding, but many roads are closed because of downed trees or slick road conditions. About 21,000 Pacific Power customers also don't have electricity.
Well, utility crews, to say the least, have had their hands full working around the clock over the past few days. We have Steve Corzin from PGE joining us now on the phone. Steve, I don't know about you, but when I heard that ice warning from Rod, my heart just sank. Can you tell me right now where your crews are seeing the most outages?
Well, I agree with you. My heart sank as well because we're seeing sort of the concentration of outages so far has been in Marion and Clackamas County. And if we expand that, that's going to make things pretty interesting. We have, as you say, around 187,000 customers out now. That's down from a high of 253,000 yesterday. But we're also looking at a situation where people could experience multiple outages during the course of this event, and it's going to take a while to get all of this damage repaired.
I know that's what I was going to ask you, because the power went out at my house overnight Friday into Saturday, but you guys got it back on. But now, with this new stuff, PGE's website said maybe 2 days, but right now you can't put any kind of time frame on it, can you?
We're dealing with what the weather throws at us. I hate to say this, but for some customers, it could be as long as 10 days before we've got everybody back on. That's an extreme situation, but we need people to be prepared for the potential for some extended outages.
Steve, I appreciate you being real about, what your crews are facing and what we're facing as well. Real quick before I let you go, for the folks out there who are feeling frustrated, any last words of wisdom?
Just that we feel your pain. I mean, our Our crews are out there working as hard as we can. We're bringing in crews from as far away as Nevada and Montana to help us with this. So today we'll have a total of around 120 crews working the event. We're going to get that power back on as quickly as we possibly can, but you got to bear with us. This is a really difficult situation.
Absolutely. It is extraordinary. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us this morning. Steve Corzin with PGE. We appreciate your time.
That's definitely tough to hear. Now, if you take TriMet, this could be some good news here. Some bus lines are running again this morning, at least for now, after TriMet shut down all mass transit for the weather yesterday. Our Keely Chalmers has been tracking that story for us. Joins us live now in downtown Portland. Good morning, Keely.
Yeah, good morning, Galen. In addition to several bus lines running again this morning, we just heard from TriMet about an hour ago that the orange and yellow MAX lines will be served by shuttles this morning. We also just learned that the MAX lines in both the Goose Hollow and the Rose Quarter areas will also be served by shuttles. Now, in a very rare move yesterday morning, TriMet actually suspended both train and bus services. The first time they've done that in a long time. It left people either stranded or taking to the streets their own way. Now, TriMet staff we spoke with admitted it was an unusual decision, but it also said it was one that had to be made to keep both bus riders and drivers safe in the hazardous conditions.
I've been at TriMet almost 10 years. This is the first time I've experienced it where the road conditions are so bad out there that we have to suspend all service.
Both bus riders and drivers safe in the hazardous. Now, most bus service is still canceled, but again, some lines are running. All buses are running on chains and cannot go faster than 25 miles an hour. If you plan to head out, expect major delays and give yourself extra travel time. Check out trimet.org for the full transit schedule. And of course, we will keep monitoring this throughout the day and keep you up to date, keep you posted on any and all changes. For now, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Keely, thank you so much. Now, Portland has sent out dozens of snowplows and salt trucks to help keep up with the snow and ice. And if you're wondering where they'll stop next or if they're going to be in your neighborhood, PBOT has a map showing where each one is in real time. We've got a page with that map and other traffic updates throughout the region for you on KGW.com.
Well, with temperatures dipping below freezing the last several nights, volunteers are making sure vulnerable people have a warm place to stay. There was a big old line outside the Blanchet House in Portland yesterday. Volunteers there braved the bone-chilling weather to serve meals and hand out clothing. John Siebert is a volunteer manager. He says there are so many people who need help right now.
We're seeing a lot of guests that are coming for our meal services every day. 6 days a week, 3 meals a day, and there's not a day that goes by where we're not seeing a lot of new faces.
Multnomah County has had 3 severe weather shelters open. One is along North Lombard, as well as a parking garage near the Oregon Convention Center and an area inside the Convention Center.
Well, a lot of people are concerned about this. Still to come this morning, COVID shot delays. The winter weather is causing vaccination sites to close this weekend. What you need to know if your appointment was canceled.
So much news and misinformation is swirling around COVID vaccines. Verify sifts through it all. We find the experts and cross-check everything so you have the most accurate information. When can you get the vaccine? What's the plan for storing it? What about the side effects?
You may have a low-grade fever or a headache or be tired the next day.
We answer your questions and address your concerns so you can feel confident, not confused. Exclusive Verify reports on KGW. Email us at verify@kgw.com.
The garage door is America's new front door, so why not look at it in a whole new way?
Let us show you the difference that a brand new Precision garage door can make.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Since 2014, the Ford Peanut Butter Drive has collected nearly 500,000 pounds of peanut butter for hungry kids. That's about 5.9 million sandwiches served. That's enough peanut butter sandwiches to equal the height of Mount Rainier over 150 times. All up, your local Ford dealers and the Ford Fund have helped serve almost 8 million meals or snacks, contributed nearly $6 million in grants, and generated more than 5,000 volunteer hours through partners like the Boys and Girls Club of America. With your support, we're committed to ensuring that the road ahead is greater than the one we leave behind.
Did you know air quality and comfort inside your home depend a lot on what's under your home? It's true. That's why Terra Firma specializes in keeping both crawl spaces and basements clean and dry. We can help stop wood rot, prevent musty air, cut allergy-causing mold, and eliminate moisture. We stop problems at the source so you can breathe easier in a safer and more comfortable home. So if your house has a dirt crawl space or a damp basement, call Terra Firma today for a free evaluation to keep your home dry and comfortable.
This is what it's like wearing regular shoes. No all-around support. And this is what it's like in Skechers' new Arch Fit footwear. It's all the comfort and support you need.
Refill, snacks, hot towel.
It's good to have support. Try Skechers Arch Fit. Podiatrist certified arch support.
Welcome back this morning. The number of COVID cases here in Oregon keeps going down. The state reported 474 new infections on Saturday. Take a look at the trend. You can see it there on the graph. That dotted blue line shows cases have been steadily declining since mid-January. Oregon, though, also reported another 43 deaths. That's the most reported in a single day since January 12th, when the state tied its record with 54 deaths.
Thousands of people in Oregon and Washington have to wait a few more days to get their COVID shots, and that's because the snow and ice caused local vaccination sites to close. I asked a spokesperson about what you should do if you had to cancel an appointment. With snow and ice on the roads, Portland's mass vaccination site at the convention center is closed this weekend.
We don't see any kind of improvement in the near future.
Ryan Terrett with Legacy Health shared news about the convention center closure and says safety takes priority. Other vaccination sites in Oregon and Washington are also taking precautions. The site at the Clark County Fairgrounds rescheduled vaccinations for Tuesday morning starting at 9. The OHSU clinics at the Portland Airport, Hillsborough Stadium, and the Multnomah Pavilion on OHSU's campus are all closed. OHSU said it would reach out to people by email. And in Salem, the Fairgrounds vaccination site is shutting down for weather all weekend, too. Salem Health said those with scheduled appointments for second doses should use their MyChart accounts to reschedule for Tuesday through Saturday of next week. The Oregon Convention Center site is reaching out directly to patients and has already rescheduled most appointments from this weekend.
Almost 9,000 appointments over the course of a 3-day period.
Those are scheduled week to week based on doses available. So these diverted appointments will happen next week without interrupting anyone else. The Convention Center site is a collaborative effort with help from Kaiser, Legacy, OHSU, and Providence. Doses in ultra-cold storage are part of the challenge.
I know when the Pfizer vaccine is involved, timing is everything too.
Absolutely. We know what the timing is on the thawing process and the preparation process. So that's happening just before somebody comes in for their appointment. So the good news is we haven't had to waste any vaccine.
That is great news, Galen. Great information. Okay, let's get back to the snow and ice for a second, because the city of Portland and the crews here have absolutely been working nonstop to plow and treat the roads out there for you guys. We do have Hannah Schaefer from PBOT on the line right now. Hannah, good morning. We appreciate your time.
Hi, good morning, Brenda.
Boy, we're going into overtime because we spoke with you during the week and things are still just rolling. So can you tell us about the trouble spots that your crews are seeing this morning?
Yeah, we are still in snow and ice fighting mode. We're currently going through our shift change. We have one additional closure this morning on top of the others that we've had over the course of the last few days, and that is at Lombard at the 42nd Avenue ramp. But what we're still seeing is some ice on the roads, snow as well, of course, and we're still asking folks if they can to please avoid travel.
Absolutely. I just got to get your reaction to the breaking news that meteorologist Rod Hill just dropped on us at the top of the hour, and that is at 1 o'clock. There is a new ice storm warning for the metro area.
Yeah, we're ready. We have been applying salt on our salt routes. We have our plows running, but that is just another reason why we really, we know it's hard. We know folks are probably, tired of being home at this point, but we're asking folks to continue to please avoid travel, especially in anticipation of that additional freezing rain coming through today.
So, Hannah, PBOT has that interactive map, and it shows where crews are working in real time. I mean, it sounds amazing. Can you talk a little bit more about how it works and how that's such a great resource for viewers?
Yeah, what we wanted to be able to show folks was an easy-to-use resource, both to see where our snow and ice routes are, so that if you must travel, you know where the roads are going to be more passable than others. For us, our goal is to make sure that there's one lane passable in each direction on all of those routes. But we wanted to also make sure that folks knew and were able to see how hard our crews were working out there. And so those icons that you'll see on our map are actually connected to our vehicles through GPS. And so they provide a really good look at what our crews are doing and where they are out in the city as they continue to tackle this storm.
All right, Hannah Schaefer with PBOT, thank you so much for joining us and updating us. And stay in touch. If anything changes, we want to get back to you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, the time now is 6:16 on the dot. And as we had to break here, we are following that ice storm warning that Rod Hill was talking about. He is coming up with your full forecast.
Winter. Our new 2021 Toyota lineup is hotter than ever. Toyota, let's go places.
Monday, our vaccine coverage team answering your questions about the rollout, and it's a hot topic of debate. See, our brave Oregon grocery store workers on the front lines of the pandemic since the beginning are nowhere near the top of the list to get the vaccine. No word on when it's going to be their turn. Meanwhile, in Washington, workers there are not only getting their doses, but they're getting paid bonuses to do so. A look at why some of Oregon's essential workers feel left behind by the state on The Story, Monday at 6 on KGW.
It's the President's Day event at DeWitt. From casseroles to plates and wine glasses, KitchenAid dishwashers can take on the mess, so you can take on what's next. Save big with KitchenAid today and ask about special financing at DeWitt, Portland's appliance experts.
Ready, set, go.
Go, boy, go! Go, boy, go! Go, boy, go!
Live big in the larger-than-life SUVs from GMC. The GMC Acadia, Terrain, and all-new Yukon. Step up to GMC and get $4,000 purchase cash on most 2021 Acadia models. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get an additional $1,000 purchase allowance. We are professional grade GMC.
I embrace getting older. I'm so much more confident now, but I don't love that as I age, I could develop gum issues.
New Colgate Renewal reverses early gum damage for a beautiful, revitalized smile.
I can't wait to see what comes next.
Reverse early gum damage with new Colgate Renewal.
The Hyundai Elantra was named the 2021 North American Car of the Year. Winning the industry's most prestigious award is a pretty big deal, so we're going big with the celebration too. At the Hyundai Big Deal event, you'll get huge deals on our entire lineup of cars and SUVs, including the award-winning Elantra. So hurry in today, because this celebration is just too big to miss.
Get 0% APR for 60 months on the Sonata, or get up to $2,500 in total savings. See your Pacific Northwest Hyundai dealer.
Our strength, our power, our purpose starts within. So let's start there, with collagen that supports our body from the inside out.
All right, the time is 6:18. You are taking a live look at the snowy roads from our Rose City Skycam. It's pretty slick out there this morning.
It really is slick out there. I mean, the crews are doing a good job as far as they can, trying to clear and plow and salt and de-ice, but yikes. We want to show you this view because pretty much it sums it up. This is our Wells Fargo Skycam. Kind of a cool ice pattern, but you know, it's in the upper elevations. It is just an icy mess out there in many places. If you're waking up, you guys, I just have to say this because it's huge. It's the big headline of your Sunday morning. Rod, people are waking up thinking, okay, we're going to start to moderate temperatures. You know, that's what we were expecting. But tell us the headline. You told me this, and my jaw just dropped.
Yeah, so ice storm warning. The headline is an ice storm warning has been issued for Portland starting at 1 this afternoon and going through 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now, to back up a second, part of my weather story yesterday was that the warm-up today would be uncertain and that we would be watching temperatures near freezing one way or the other overnight tonight into Monday morning. We could get lucky and warm, and that would be rain. But if we weren't lucky, we would have a good possibility of more snow or ice. And now what we call the profile temperature, the layering of the atmosphere, is becoming quite clear. And it shows, I'll get to the maps in a second, it shows that at some point this afternoon, say early afternoon to no later than 3 or 4, everything that falls from the sky would be freezing rain. If temperatures are below freezing, that's rain all the way down, then bam, it hits the ground and it freezes into ice. Now, if we were to get a little bit above freezing this afternoon, which we could, then you would have sleet. That's an ice ball before it hits the ground. But even if we get 34, 35 this afternoon, which is at least possible, we could still get down to 30, 29 overnight with precipitation picking up, and that would be straight freezing rain. So, with that said, winter storm warning still for much of the central and eastern areas of our state until 4 o'clock Tuesday. That's the purple colors. And then this other shade, this is the big bad one. This is the ice storm warning. 1 o'clock today till 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. That's the timing right now. And I don't expect that timing to change much, actually. It might be extended tomorrow morning. Can be Beaver Creek, Oregon State, Tualatin, Midway, Hillsboro. You can see the map. Vancouver, Battleground, Troutdale, all in this ice storm. This will be kind of a mini event compared to Salem. Salem had over an inch of ice accumulation in some spots. I think the absolute worst case for Portland, if it's 6 hours plus of just straight freezing rain tonight, which it could be, we would have ice accumulations, the worst case up to a half of an inch, sticking on power lines and trees, causing power outages, et cetera, et cetera. So, morning mix of snow and ice, that's what we have going on right now for the road study. This afternoon, eventually all freezing rain. Unless we get up a little bit above freezing, then that would actually be sleet, but not snow. And then tonight, the strong potential, I'm going to say, of steady freezing rain, half-inch ice accumulations possible into tomorrow morning. And then no later, I mean, I spent so much time looking at all these wind profiles and imagining the worst-case scenarios when I was doing my work last night. I think the absolute worst case is Portland doesn't start warming until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. But that means 100% confidence that we will eventually see the warming take place tomorrow and end all of this. Even the Gorge has a good chance of seeing warming tomorrow. Into the Gorge we go. This is a winter storm warning continuing into tomorrow morning. Hood River, you folks could see another 6 to 10 inches of snow. Most of that would be tonight. You could also get a little bit of ice coming your way overnight tonight as well. For Mount Hood, 2 to 4 inches of fresh snow today, and then 5 to 8 tonight. And there could even be some icing overnight tonight at 4,000 feet in elevation up on Mount Hood. Yeah, that's crazy. Good morning, the Dalles, 22. Good morning, Wasco County, 28. Portland, 29. Kelso, we still have east winds coming. Okay, the worst error I've made as a forecaster is promising you that all of Marion County would warm yesterday. That did not happen. You're at 31. Look at Eugene. Eugene's still sitting at 44 degrees. McMinnville has been above freezing. Corvallis is warm to 40 degrees. Here's the radar quickly right now. This is still a mix, that salmon color of some icy weather with snow showers up across Portland. Temperatures during the day today, 40s at the beach, 45 Albany. Salem will try to warm you up again. We'll see if it happens. And then temperatures out east right around freezing. Going 44 degrees Monday, and then we're out of it. I think you've heard more than enough from me. I'm going to toss to our commercial break. We'll be back. More of our show after this.
Right now, Wolfers Home Services can replace your old inefficient gas furnace with a Lennox high-efficiency furnace for as little as $50 a month. Call Wolfers today.
It's Empire Today's biggest sale, the 50-50-50 sale. 50% off carpet and flooring, 50% off padding and materials, and 50% off installation. That's right, half off your entire project. You can save thousands. Empire's 50-50-50 sale won't last long. Don't miss 50% off carpet and flooring, 50% off padding and materials, and 50% off installation.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. In Oregon, flavor is not just about food, but about character, freshness, sustaining this beautiful place, and local families who care about good food and healthy eating. Oregon Dungeness Crab, the flavor of Oregon.
When garage doors fail, they can look catastrophic. At Precision Door, everybody that wears this logo is a certified technician, and we take pride in the work that we do. We're just here to be your trusted advisor.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
It's a new dawn. Another day, another chance to move ahead. Across the nation, America is moving forward. And as we focus on getting back on our feet, the Good Feet store will be there to help provide you with the pain relief, comfort, balance, and support you've come to expect from us. Just as we have for a quarter century, helping to improve the quality of people's lives, 2 feet at a time. With safety measures in place, we're ready to serve you at the Good Feet store.
Love lower than low prices? Then get more ways to save at Fred Meyer, where you can find personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. All for prices that are lower than low. On food that's fresher than fresh. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
Thanks for staying here with us. Starting today, there's a new app to help you find designer clothing, fine jewelry, and high-style shoes, Brenda, all at lower prices.
Yes, please. Sign me up. That is very cool, but even better, your money goes to provide jobs and training. Photojournalist John Goodwill takes us shopping where your dollars make a difference.
What boutiques are really known for is they're known for their apparel, they're known for their accessories.
That it retails for $128 and we have it for $30.
Store manager Gladys Crace has all the items you'd expect, but when you think boutique, do you expect Goodwill?
There are only 4 of them in this area, and they're rather special.
Newport, Lake O, Hood River. This one is downtown on 10th. A smaller footprint, but the shoe still fits.
A Goodwill boutique is a place for the luxury shopper to come who loves good-looking stuff, designer wear, but they don't like the price tag, and they still want to help the environment.
Dale Emanuel says besides the reuse and job services they provide, Goodwill is launching something new for the boutique stores on Sunday. She calls it Love on the Cheap.
We're a 93-year-old charity, so to have an app is really cool for us. It is unique and it starts on Valentine's Day.
The app is called Niche. You can shop a Goodwill boutique virtually, ask questions to staff, see pictures of what they have, pay for it on the app, and pick up in store.
Yes, I think that would be kind of cool to be able to connect that way and virtually or as an app, and then to be able to have other options.
So it's a really fun way to make shopping easier, and I have to say we really need easy right now. It's been kind of rough.
This higher-end inventory comes in just like any other donation. It's sorted, sent out to the boutiques for shoppers to give it new life. Staff hopes the new app will remind those shoppers that they're open and there's plenty to find.
I'm actually looking for winter stuff, so I'm kind of glad that they do still have that out here, even though you know, we're going to have spring around the corner, but you never know.
You're not only walking out with something quite nice, you're helping somebody find their stability, find their pride, and find that paycheck.
In downtown Portland, John Goodwin, KGW News.
Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 6 years running. And right now, Gresham Subaru has financing as low as 0% for 63 months on Outback and other models, plus a free lifetime limited warranty. See GreshamSubaru.com.
Who is USAA made for? It's made for this guy, a veteran who honorably served. And it's made for her. She's serving now. We made it for all branches and all ranks, whether they served one tour or made a career of it. We also made USAA for military spouses and their kids. USAA is easy to work with and can save you money on auto, home, and renters insurance. Become a member today. Call us for a quote. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
Don't waste your time and money at the chain store. They got the best auto parts, brake parts, suspension parts, and dealer parts too. The website's so easy to use. The lowest prices and fast delivery too. All the parts your car will ever need. All the savvy folks are buying parts at rockauto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com.
Here's another cleaning tip from Mr. Clean. Cleaning tough bathroom and kitchen messes with sprays and wipes can be a struggle. There's an easier way. Try Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Just wet, squeeze, and erase tough messes like bathtub soap scum and caked on grease from oven doors. Now Mr. Clean Magic Eraser comes in disposable sheets. They're perfect for icky messes on stovetops, in microwaves, and all over the house. For an amazing clean, try Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Mr. Clean Magic Eraser Sheets.
Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 2020. And right now at Gresham Subaru, get financing as low as 0% for 63 months on Outback and other select models, plus a free lifetime limited warranty. See GreshamSubaru.com.
Before he was The Rock, he was Little Dewey.
Yeah, nice.
Learned a lot of lessons very early on.
We have big dreams for us.
My big dream is you.
Young Rock, Tuesday on NBC.
Who is that? Ah! I thought we had a break-in.
And what were you gonna do? Give him the funk?
Hit him in the face and then say, "Sax to be you."
That actually would have been dope.
Keenan premieres Tuesday on NBC.
This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Not what people wanted to see right now. Look at this mess in downtown Portland from last night. Awnings and outdoor setups just crashed under the weight of all that snow and ice. Of course, we were hoping the worst was behind us after the latest storm, but that may not be the case. I want to thank you for being here this morning. I'm Galen Etlin, joined by Brenda Braxton.
Yeah, we want to bring everybody up to date on some breaking weather news this morning, so I'll send it over to Rod Hill in the Weather Center. You have a brand new warning for everybody just tuning in.
I do. Boy, those pictures of the canopies, the tents, kind of insult on top of injury, right? And now we have an ice storm warning for the Portland metro area. This is everybody in this bright color from Gaston, Hillsborough, into downtown Portland, out to Troutdale, up to Battleground, and down to a line that stops at about Canby. All of this area is firmly in that east wind outflow of the Gorge, and we have that, remember that last storm front, the third one that comes in tonight. We talked about this yesterday, that we still weren't sure if we would see warming or if we would get more ice and snow, and now it looks like that storm coming in tonight will be pretty much all freezing rain, depending on what the surface temperatures are for Portland. Here's a look at the radar right now. The white is snow. The salmon color there, that's still a mixture of freezing rain or sleet in the air. A little rain, warm pocket in McMinnville, just south of Salem. It's rain, and it's all rain at the coast at this hour. Portland's still 28 degrees. It's actually about 3 degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago. 27 up in Scappoose, 29 degrees down in Tigard. It's really warm in Corvallis, 38. It's warm in Albany. You've been around 40 degrees. I really thought Salem would be warmer. I apologize. I told you you'd warm up yesterday. You did not. 28 degrees in Portland right now. 32 at 5 p.m. The ice storm warning starts at 1 o'clock, but the steady moisture, the stuff that would really get us into a good old-fashioned ice storm, that begins somewhere around 7 to 8 o'clock this evening. Back to you.
Okay, we appreciate the heads up, Rod. Lots to talk about. Thank you. Well, if you take TriMet, this is welcome news, at least for the time being. Hopefully it doesn't change. Some bus lines are back open this morning after TriMet had to shut down all mass transit because of that snow and ice. It really is rare to take both buses and trains out of service. It left people either stranded or walking. TriMet, though, says it didn't have a choice. The road's just too dicey. It needed to keep riders and drivers safe.
I've been at TriMet almost 10 years. This is the first time I've experienced it where the road conditions are so bad out there that we have to suspend all service.
So most bus service is still canceled, but as I mentioned, some lines are running again. All buses have their chains on, so they can't go faster than about 25 miles an hour. If you do plan to head out, expect major delays and check trimet.org for the full schedule. One other thing that I can tell you this morning, Max and the Portland streetcar are temporarily suspended.
Lots of disruptions there. Now, with the new ice storm warning that we've been talking about, PGE says it could take up to 10 days to get power back on if more outages happen later. This morning, PGE reports about 186,000 customers don't have power from before. Heavy ice and snow have caused trees and branches to fall on power lines. We spoke with one woman who lives off Oakfield Road in Milwaukee. Her neighborhood lost power on Friday night.
And at that point, the trees were already starting to snap. So everyone that I've spoken to, no one slept all night long because it was just like firecrackers going off constantly, and then all the transformers that were blowing up. It was like fireworks.
PGE says 600 workers are responding to this, but many roads are closed because of downed trees or slick road conditions. There's also just so many outages to get to. About 21,000 Pacific Power customers also do not have electricity.
I'm pretty grateful. Hopefully they have enough gas for us.
Well, in Marion County, we're seeing long lines like that for fuel as folks are looking for ways to heat their homes. The ice storm knocked out power to more than 200,000 people in our area. Catherine Cook spent the day in Woodburn to see how folks are dealing with the aftermath.
Thousands of people are still without power in the Mid-Willamette Valley. The ice has really crippled communities, and even as it begins to thaw, it'll be a long time before things return to normal. The day after a massive ice storm, people in the Mid-Willamette Valley found themselves isolated, cut off from heat, power, internet, and in some cases, the main roads.
And there's power lines down all the way across the road this way, and all the way across the road this way.
Jason LaPointe lives in Woodburn. He took this video while trying to leave his neighborhood.
There is absolutely no way for me to leave my house.
Ice coated every part of Woodburn, bending trees to its will and snapping utility poles. As destructive as it was beautiful.
The tree has got to be well over 100 years old.
Now, Don Shade's giant maple tree is missing a limb. It took out his gutter and fence before falling across the road.
I took my axe and went out and chopped it back till I got it off the road.
He would have used a chainsaw, but his are electric.
But we get our electricity back. I'm in business.
Same story for more than 200,000 people who woke up without power.
It's been pretty hectic. No power. Need to get gas to get our generator going.
But no one expected this.
This is the only place we heard of to get gas, and you're within 20 miles, so.
The line to the Shell station in Aurora stretched around the block. Everyone here just trying to keep their families warm.
I'm just trying to fill up a couple gas tanks for my parents.
My bed's about this high, full of blankets. Oh yeah, it's freezing. Any luck?
No, not a chance.
As utility crews work non-stop to repair power lines, it's clear restoring access to all the things the storm took is going to take time.
So there you have it. This is going to be a lot
in Woodburn
of
Catherine Cook,
work.
KGW News.
Now, the snow is bad news for local restaurant and bar owners, too. They got the go-ahead to offer indoor dining finally in the metro area again on Friday, but many had to stay closed because of safety concerns. Keely Chalmers joins us live in Southwest Portland. Keely, on top of all of that, if it wasn't enough, a lot of owners are also dealing with damage from the snow and ice.
Yeah, that's right, Galen. We're live outside of McMiniman Zeus Cafe near West Burnside and 12th. And for months now, it has had this pretty impressive outdoor eating arrangement here. But you can see what happened to it over the last couple of days with all the snow and ice. The top of it completely collapsed. Seems like the tables and chairs are the only things holding it up right now. Around town, we've seen multiple outdoor tents like this, either weighed down or collapsed from the weight of the snow and ice that has piled up over the last few days. Now, keep in mind, it is Valentine's Day, so the timing of this winter weather is really unfortunate. Valentine's Day is usually a busy time for restaurants, but that may not be the case this year. I want to take a minute to show you these photos. They were taken outside of Santa Fe Taqueria on Northwest 23rd. As you can see, the structure that was set up for outdoor dining also destroyed, like we're seeing at other restaurants that have the similar situations around town. Some of the walls of the tent have collapsed, and clearly the owners will have to spend some time either repairing the tent or setting up a whole new one. Now, we did talk to some local restaurant and bar owners late last week. They obviously were excited about the idea of opening up their indoor dining. But again, because of all this weather, a lot of them had to postpone those plans. So again, as Rod said, adding insult to injury. I think that's a key phrase right now. But again, you know, folks just hoping that things eventually warm up sooner than later. They'll be able to get these tents back up and get folks back inside. I'll send it back to you.
Just so unbelievable. Those images telling this whole story there. Keely, thank you very much. Now in Washington, the storm closed down the major freeway connecting both sides of the state. There were at least 15 crashes on I-90 yesterday morning near Snoqualmie Pass. The interstate is now reopened, but state troopers really urge people to slow down.
And for the second time this week, icy conditions caused a massive pileup on an interstate. This one was in Nashville yesterday morning. Would you look at that? A 21-car pileup shut down I-24 for hours. Police say at least a half dozen people were injured. 15 vehicles had to be towed away. A major winter storm is expected to hit Tennessee today and tomorrow, bringing more ice and snow to that region.
Now on the beaches along Lake Erie, frigid temperatures and gusty winds created a thick layer of ice, as you can see. Railings, plants, brick walls, all have been transformed into ice sculptures. Lake Erie's ice coverage grew by 50% in just over 5 days this past week. And forecasters say the Great Lake should be completely covered with ice for the rest of the month. For context, Lake Erie covers nearly 10,000 square miles.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Also want to talk about Vegas because thunderstorms there cut power to almost 40,000 homes on Saturday. A fast-moving storm created wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour. Yeah, look at that. You can just listen to it through the microphone there as we're shooting that video. So a wind advisory still in effect this morning. How scary does this sound too? There was a bouncy house with kids inside that blew on top of a home there, but rescue crews fortunately said no one got hurt. We'll be right back.
They're trailblazers who've broken barriers. Tomorrow, Craig talks to leaders of the nation's first black church.
It is a church as old as the Republic itself. We just didn't know the history of it.
Uncovering the lost secrets of colonial Williamsburg. Tomorrow on Today.
It's news when you want it, and it's on Instagram and Facebook. It's what's happening today with a look at your local headlines and weather. Weigh in, ask us questions, and vote. So we want to know, do you have your earthquake kit? Follow KGW on Instagram and Facebook.
In these parts, Ford honors the brave ones. Our wagons may have changed, but their spirit lives on. For a limited time, get a new Ford Escape Edge or Explorer with 0 for 60 plus $2,500 bonus cash. Only at your local Northwest Ford dealer.
I was a healthcare CEO for over 20 years, and I've always admired the Kaiser Permanente coordinated care model. I got to see it firsthand when I had some chest pains checked out. Before I could do spring gardening with my wife, I needed to have heart surgery. The care and quality I received was better than anything I've seen. Thanks to Kaiser Permanente, I'm doing the things I love. I wouldn't trust my heart to anyone else.
The most important thing in the Chevy Equinox is not forward collision alert or automatic emergency braking. No, the most important thing in the Equinox isn't any of the advanced safety features we've put into it. It's what you put into it. Chevy Safety Assist, standard on every 2021 Chevy Equinox.
Get a $4,000 cash allowance on most 2021 Equinox models. Plus, current competitive owners with an eligible GM credit card get an additional $1,750 total allowance. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
It's my 410, no excuses on game day, migraine medicine. It's Ubrelvy for any time, anywhere migraine strikes without worrying if it's too late or where I am. One dose of Ubrelvy works fast. It can quickly stop my migraine in its tracks within 2 hours, relieving pain and debilitating symptoms.
Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Most common side effects were nausea and tiredness.
Migraine hits hard. Hit back with Ubrelvy, the anytime, anywhere migraine medicine.
The beast cometh. For a limited time, get the all-new 2021 Ford F-150 with $8,580 in total value plus $1,000 Ford credit bonus cash.
What is it that we have in common? What is it we're looking for to move forward together?
And try to understand where everybody's coming from in their own situation and really hear it, no matter if you agree with it or not.
Try to come at it from a place of compassion, not trying to be right.
Not argue about it or fight about opinions.
Finding these windows of opportunity within thoughtful dialogue.
Kindness matters in the end.
I think everyone wants the best for everyone else.
The second impeachment trial for former President Donald Trump ended with an acquittal. He was charged with inciting the insurrection at the Capitol on January 6th. The final Senate vote was 57 to 43. 7 Republicans joined all 50 Democrats. However, that is 10 votes shy of the 67 needed to convict.
We want to get back to our ice and snow coverage here in the Gorge. All eastbound lanes of I-84 are still closed this morning from Troutdale to Hood River. And on the Washington side, SR 14 is also closed between Evergreen Boulevard east of Washougal and the Hood River Bridge near White Salmon. Road crews obviously have been working around the clock to address this. And we have Don Hamilton from ODOT joining us now on the phone. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. I-84 obviously is known as a trouble spot in weather like this. What are the road conditions like right now?
Well, right now, we've been working through the night right now with graders and plows and big snow blowers to try to keep the road as clear as possible, make it safe again. So that's what's been underway overnight and into this morning. We're running into still, the winds have diminished a little bit, but we're certainly running into still a lot of snow accumulation areas. So we're trying to get those cleared before we can open again.
Obviously a challenging job, as you mentioned there. Are there specific areas that you've been able to make improvements on?
On Interstate 84, there's several different areas. Interstate 84 has a whole series of microclimates, we call them, which at different areas you could run into a windstorm or a snow squall. So it changes as you go through the area up in there. And part of the problem we've been having now is to make sure that you're not turning a corner and suddenly running into a new accumulation of snow someplace. So we're trying to make sure that's clear, and we can't do much about the wind, but that's always a problem in the Gorge.
Absolutely. Are there other major areas that ODOT is focused on right now? Obviously, it's a huge area that we're dealing with this snow and ice throughout the state.
Well, one of the areas that we've been having trouble has been down on Highway 18 between Otis and Grand Ronde. We've got more than 100 trees in that stretch are blocking the road or are leaning over the road. So we're working with the electrical crews to make sure that they get their power lines taken care of. And as soon as that takes care of that, we can get the road open again, get the road clear, and make it safe.
As we head into Monday morning, any final thoughts here quickly for people who want to head out but maybe shouldn't?
Wow, I sure hope it warms up soon. Yes, I mean, anytime you're out on the road, if you have to be on the road, be extra careful out there. Look out for the other guy on the road, and make sure that you're slowing down and getting and being careful. It can be very dangerous still on the road. We're not out of this yet.
Good message there, Don Hamilton from ODOT. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Galen, I think we'll just continue to talk about the Gorge because I want to show the sky cam that I think we have right here. We can't travel through the Gorge, but there is the Dalles. It is snow covered and quiet at this hour, 6:47 on your Valentine's Day. Unfortunately, we're not quite out of the woods yet. Rod Hill has a bunch of really good information, and it is new if you're just waking up with us.
Yeah, to add something, I probably shouldn't say this, but I will, to what Don Hamilton said. I grew up in the Midwest. I got a lot of my weather training actually when I lived in Michigan. And if you've never driven in snow and ice before, well, you probably shouldn't go out then unless it's a life and death situation and you have to go. But if you do, remember, to some extent, you do have to have speed. I've seen people approach hills so slow that they don't have a prayer of getting up and they literally slide back down. I mean, there is a point that you need some speed or momentum depending on what's in front of you. Just my little driving tip of the morning. Here's a look at our last week. This is the last one. Hip, hip, hooray. The third and final front that comes in overnight tonight. It's basically a warm front. Problem is, it'll warm up, if this is the ground, it'll warm up all these other layers of the atmosphere, but the east winds will still shoot and keep the ground cold, and that produces a high risk of freezing rain. And that's why we have in place winter storm warning still for much of our state out across in purple. John Day, good morning till 4 o'clock Tuesday morning for you. The ice storm warning is our #1 headline here in the Rose City. The Weather Service has popped this up. It starts at 1 o'clock this afternoon. It extends until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. I put this image on my KGW Rod Hill Facebook page, and I've had people on there already saying, Rod, we don't have any power. This is the only way I can get weather information. So So I'm putting a lot of these graphics and keeping that updated for you as well. So, of course, KGW.com. Here's a look at the temperature map currently. Eugene 44, Newport 45. We still have all this warmth. McMinnville has warmed above freezing. Corvallis has. Salem has really surprised me and made me flat out wrong. The fact that you guys have not gotten into the 40s. You're still hanging around 32 degrees. Right now, it's a mixture of what is mostly light precipitation. The white is snow. The salmon is mostly sleet or some freezing rain. Then the green patches, of course, are rain. Here's the Futurecast movie. I'll show you this for the first time this morning. 1 o'clock this afternoon, that's when the ice storm warning begins. And basically, that's when the forecast models show if it's freezing, the rest of the atmosphere is warm enough, it would be rain all the way down, and then that raindrop liquid would freeze to ice when it makes contact on the sidewalk or the power lines or that type of thing. But the thing to note here is, I think it's mostly light or just showery precipitation this afternoon into this evening, which means glass half empty, or glass, how does it, well, anyway, I'm being an optimist, which means that we don't really get into the next storm until we get well into the evening. This is 8 o'clock. I think anywhere from 8 o'clock on, now we get into the steady moisture. This shows it as rain, but Portland could be 30, 31, 32, and this will be straight freezing rain in Portland, but all rain at the coast, and should be all rain down in the Mid-Willamette Valley as well. And then tomorrow morning, as that system moves through, it should eventually win the day and turn the east winds to south and pull all of us out of this. The Gorge also expected to warm up tomorrow, potentially. These are the temperatures this afternoon. This gives Salem 43. We'll see what happens. It didn't happen yesterday. Gives Portland a chance to get just above freezing, which is my forecast high, too, of 34 degrees. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, life is back to normal.
Collective sigh of relief. And glass half full that you're here. We're very pleased that you're walking us through.
I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just talking.
You have been working like a million days in a row. I do not blame you. Thank you, Rod. Galen, I think you would agree that we have some of the best viewers ever. When we ask them to help us out, right, they come through with flying colors. We wanted photos and videos of the snow and ice in your neighborhood, and you guys delivered.
Yep, they're coming through. We love seeing them. Keep them coming. Here's a few right here. Check this one out, a snowman in Lake Oswego. Oh, and there's the artist, possibly. Thank you so much to Andrew McKenzie for sending this one in to us. Jackie shared this photo of a deer in snowy woods, a beautiful postcard-esque shot, right? And then take a look at this huge icicle. Wow. The person who posted this on Twitter called it a Yeti walking stick. Pretty creative. Emily Chrisman shared this one here, too. Her home surveillance camera caught a car pulling a snowboarder right on the street. There it goes. That looks fun.
It's not just people either. Check it out. Dogs like to get out and run around in the snow. A viewer texted us this. Lark and Nipper there. It was taken in Clatskanie, Oregon. Also, Kendall Clausen, hey girl, I know Kendall. She says Blazer had to hike through deep snow to get back home. And a viewer tweeted this photo of Orange Juice the cat out and about exploring the snow. That little face says, let me back in, Mom and Dad. It's cold out here. And finally, check out this gorgeous video of snowflakes coming down in Deer Island, Oregon. Doesn't that look peaceful? Crystal Farnsworth, thank you so much for sharing it. If you guys have video or a photo that you'd like to share with us, do it. Just use the hashtag KGW Weather.
Awesome. Love seeing those. Now, can you believe it's already been a year since the Diamond Princess cruise? If you don't remember that, we're going to check back in with the first Oregon woman infected by the coronavirus.
Oh yeah, I would certainly say that we are optimistic about our engagement.
One of the benefits of 2020 is that we got to spend a lot of time together and really connect, and that's one of the reasons why we're engaged now.
And the next part will be even better and brighter. Optimism for me is seeing the way that things are now and envisioning the way that things can be.
0% on this HRV. And this one. 0% on this Pilot. And that Pilot. 0% on this CRV. That one too. 0% on the Passport. And 0% on the Ridgeline. Act fast to take home a versatile and rugged Honda during the final days of the Honda 0% event. Well-qualified buyers can get a great deal, like 0% APR financing on the purchase of select Honda models.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream of becoming an elite swimmer. So we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program with American Family Insurance. It gives us discounts for safe driving and other benefits, like emergency roadside service, which comes in handy, no matter where his dreams take him. With Know Your Drive, save up to 20% and get closer to your dreams. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
I love having a 15-step commute to my office. It makes it super easy in the morning. I loved working with Tough Shed because I could get the really nice office space I wanted for a price that worked for me. Very easy to finish out the interior of the shed. The studs are where they need to be for an interior finish. And it helps me to really disconnect from work than when I go inside. I love the separation between the two. So I really had an easy process with Tough Shed.
At Lowe's, every weekend is a holiday weekend with big savings on home appliances. From what you need to what you want. Save with special values and free delivery on appliances $2.99 or more. There's no better day than today to shop appliances at Lowe's.
The Chevy Silverado Trail Boss. When you have a 2-inch lift. When you have Goodyear Duratrack tires. When you have Rancho shocks and an integrated dual exhaust. When you have all that, the last thing you'll need is a road. The Chevy Silverado Trail Boss, ready to off-road, right from the factory.
Have you or a loved one been wronged by pre-made breakfast?
Well, Wendy's has your back, dropping the hammer with 2 of these made-to-order breakfast sandwiches for just $4. Get the breakfast you deserve now, 2 for $4. Only at Wendy's.
Here's an update here. It has now been 1 year since we first spoke with an Oregonian diagnosed with COVID-19. She was on board a cruise with her husband, and a positive test put her in a Japanese hospital for nearly a month. Our Morgan Romero recently caught up with her.
February 2020, the news hits of a virus spreading in Asia. Thousands were quarantined on board the Diamond Princess cruise ship docked in Japan after it was stricken with the novel coronavirus. Rebecca and Kent Frazier from Forest Grove were on the cruise, and Rebecca was among hundreds who tested positive for the coronavirus. She only ever had mild symptoms, but was taken to a Tokyo hospital where she had to quarantine for 28 days. We checked in with the Fraziers multiple times as the weeks went on. Kent never tested positive, but was kept on the ship for weeks. Then, eventually, he was allowed to wait at a Tokyo hotel. In March, 7.5 weeks after first getting on the cruise, they returned home. We caught up over Zoom this week.
Did you feel like there was some stigma when you got back?
Yes, absolutely. Especially when we first got back, I didn't want to go out in public.
Our stress level increased faster than other folks, but everybody else caught up pretty quickly. But we were already on this, really high alert when we came home.
Kent's employer, Intel, and Rebecca's employer, Providence Health Plans, allowed them to take leave. As for Princess Cruise Line, the Fraziers say they handled it really well, actually. They reimbursed them for the cruise, expenses in Japan, and, along with the Japanese government, also picked up medical bills. A year after her positive test, Rebecca is now fully vaccinated, and the couple is just itching to, yes, go on a cruise again. In the newsroom, Morgan Romero, KGW News.
Fairlife makes the most of milk. It's ultra filtered for 50% less sugar and 50% more protein. So make the most of any occasion with Fairlife ultra filtered milk.
Advanced non-small cell lung cancer can change everything, but your first treatment could be a chemo-free combination of 2 immunotherapies that works differently. It could mean a chance to live longer. Opdivo plus Yervoy is for adults newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that is spread and that tests positive for PD-L1 and does not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Opdivo plus Yervoy is the first and only FDA-approved combination of 2 immunotherapies. Opdivo plus Yervoy equals a chance for more starry nights, more sparkly days, more big notes, more small treasures, more family dinners, more private desserts.
Opdivo and Yervoy can cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, flushing or fever. These are not all the possible side effects. Problems can occur at the same time and some more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including immune or nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant or received chest radiation. Here's to a chance for more horizons, a chance to live longer. Ask your doctor about chemo-free Opdivo plus Yervoy. Thank you to all involved in our clinical trials.
We put a lot of stress on our feet. It's no wonder they ache. Introducing ArchFit from Skechers. ArchFit distributes pressure across the arch, providing balance and support to make walking more comfortable. They're machine washable and available for men and women. ArchFit, new from Skechers.
Why am I so calm right now? Because this isn't a spy thriller. This is a Nissan sales event ad. Right on cue. This Rogue has more standard safety technologies than that RAV4. It's almost too easy.
Hurry in for a low $229 per month lease on the 2021 Rogue.
Tick-tock, time's running out.
Before he was The Rock, he was Little Dewey.
Yeah, nice.
Learned a lot of lessons very early on.
We have big dreams for us.
My big dream is you.
Young Rock, Tuesday on NBC.
Who is that? Ah! I thought we had a break-in.
And what were you gonna do? Give him the funk?
Hit him in the face and say, "Sax to be you."
That actually would have been dope.
Keenan premieres Tuesday on NBC.
You're watching KGW, which can also be seen on these translators. This is KGW News at Sunrise.
If you're just joining us here at 7 o'clock, this is a live look in downtown Portland. You can see those icicles there on that street sign. Ice building up everywhere. And you're not going to want to hear this, but it could actually get worse later today. Good morning, and thank you so much for waking up with us here on this Sunday. I'm Galen Etland. Honored to be joined by Brenda Braxton this morning.
Oh, happy to be here, Galen. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to take a big breath because I don't want to have to tell you this, but we are starting with some breaking weather news. You mentioned the ice. Not only may it get worse, it probably will. Rod, fill us in on this new warning.
Well, we had the worst of the snowstorm with the system that came in Friday overnight into early Saturday morning. Now there is growing concern that temperatures will be near freezing, maybe below freezing, much of this evening and overnight tonight when the third and final storm comes in. And if that's true, we think this storm will not produce snow but would produce all liquid. And if it's freezing, that would be straight freezing rain. The National Weather Service will bring you back to the west side. Has popped up an ice storm warning. Now, from the Weather Service, it begins at 1 o'clock today and it goes through 6 o'clock tomorrow morning for all areas in the shaded darker purple color, including Hillsborough, Beaverton, Portland, Troutdale, Vancouver, Battleground down through Oregon City and Canby. This is not a slam dunk. We could get lucky and see temperatures somehow get to freezing and just above and just barely see mainly rain. But there's enough of a concern that it could be 30, 31 or 32, and that we would have ice accumulation of up to a half of an inch overnight tonight in the city of Portland into tomorrow morning, that warning has been issued. Right now we're dealing with what we have been seeing, right? The snow showers up in Vancouver, kind of a mix from near downtown Portland to the south down through Salem. The green warmer pockets south of that. We're at 29 in the Rose City. We still have gusty winds to about 30, 35 out in Troutdale from the east. I still think we're freezing at noon. We might actually get to 32 or 34 this afternoon, but if that happens, we could still fall back down to 30, 31 with hours of freezing rain tonight as that heavier, steady moisture comes in this evening into the overnight hours. Back to you.
Such tough news to hear. And Rod, with that new ice storm warning, PGE told us in our last hour or so that it could take up to 10 days to get power back on for everyone if more outages happen later. This morning, PGE reports about 186,000 customers still don't have power. Heavy ice and snow brought those tree branches down on top of power lines. We spoke with one woman who lives off Oakfield Road in Milwaukee. Her neighborhood lost power on Friday night.
And at that point, the trees were already starting to snap. So
everyone that I've spoken to, no one slept all night long because it was just like firecrackers going off constantly, and then all the transformers that were blowing up. It was like fireworks.
Scary, and I know a lot of you are going through that right now. PGE says 600 workers are responding, but many roads are closed because of downed trees or slick road conditions. Also a lot to get to. About 21,000 Pacific Power customers also do not have electricity.
Well, if you take TriMet, this is welcome news. Some bus lines are back open this morning after TriMet shut down all mass transit because of the ice and snow. Also, shuttle buses are servicing certain stops along the Max blue, yellow, and orange lines. It really is rare to take both buses and trains out of service. It left people either stranded or deciding to walk. TriMet staff we spoke with say they really didn't have a choice. The roads were too dangerous, and they had to keep riders and drivers safe.
I've been at TriMet almost 10 years. This is the first time I've experienced it where the road conditions are so bad out there that we have to suspend all service.
Remember that all buses are running on chains. They can't go faster than 25 miles an hour. So if you do plan to head out, expect major delays. Give yourself plenty of extra travel time. You can check out trimet.org for the full schedule.
The snow is also really bad news for local restaurant and bar owners on this Valentine's Day. They got the go-ahead to offer indoor dining in the metro area again on Friday, but many stayed closed because of safety concerns. Keely Chalmers joins us live again in Southwest Portland. And Keely, on top of all of this, a lot of owners are dealing with damage from the snow and ice, it sounds.
Yeah, well, here's the problem is, a lot of those restaurants put up these pretty impressive outdoor dining areas in the form of tents, and you get this snow and ice, and something like this happens. We're actually at Pioneer Square right now. Here's a tent out on the bricks, but this is the case. You got those tents, you got that plastic awning, the snow and the ice gathers on it, and it just collapses. We were actually at McMinimum's down on Southwest 12th near Burnside just about a half an hour ago, and the snow had just completely collapsed that one as well. I want to show you some photos sent in to us. This is of Santa Fe Taqueria on Northwest 23rd. The photos again show the damage, the snow and the ice building up on the restaurants and basically just making them collapse. So this is the situation out here, and we were talking about the ice. As you heard Ron talking about the warning, yeah, we are definitely starting to see things ice up. Yesterday I was out here, and it was mainly a lot of snow. We're certainly seeing the freeze now, what's falling from the sky, kind of a sleet, more of an icy feel to it. So yeah, we're transitioning, I think, from more of a snow event to a little bit more of an ice event. And yeah, that is going to make for some slick conditions. Of course, we will keep out here, keep hanging out here this morning, keep you posted on the situation. I know Rod will be following it for all of us as well. For now, we'll send it back to you.
One more challenge to get through. Keely, thank you so much for the update. Now, Portland has sent out dozens of snowplows and salt trucks to help address the snow and the ice. If you're wondering when they'll make a stop in your neighborhood, PBOT has a map showing where each one is in real time. We've got a page with that map and other traffic updates throughout the region on KGW.com.
Well, with temperatures dipping below freezing the last several nights, volunteers are making sure that vulnerable people have a warm place to stay. Look at this. There was a big line outside Blanchet House in Portland yesterday. Volunteers there braved the bone-chilling weather to serve meals and hand out clothing. John Siebert is the volunteer manager. He says there are so many people in need right now.
We're seeing a lot of guests that are coming for our meal services every day. 6 days a week, 3 meals a day, and there's not a day that goes by where we're not seeing a lot of new faces.
Multnomah County has had 3 severe weather shelters open. One is along North Lombard, as well as a parking garage near the Oregon Convention Center and an area actually inside the Convention Center.
And speaking of, still to come this morning, COVID shot delays at the convention center. The winter weather is causing many other vaccination sites, too, to close. What you need to know if your appointment was canceled.
Pioneer Cordell Square invites you to buy a brick today to help revitalize the heart of our downtown. Your support will help build a clean, safe, and vibrant downtown for all Portlanders. Buy your personalized brick at thesquarepdx.org.
When can you get the vaccine? What's the plan for storing it? What about the side effects?
You may have a low-grade fever or a headache.
We answer your questions and address your concerns so you can feel confident, not confused. Exclusive Verify reports on KGW.
Are your countertops and showers putting your family at risk? Dirt and bacteria grow below the surface where you can't clean. PermaTreat will lift it all out, follow CDC guidelines, sterilize to hospital standards, then seal it. Keep your home safe. Call PermaTreat today.
Ask anyone who has been in an accident. What comes next can be just as bad as the accident itself. Getting yourself home, calling up your insurance company, negotiating a shop to take it to, making sure the shop uses factory parts, having a friend drive an appointment with the shop, having to make another finally dropping off your car, waiting to hear back from your insurance, taking your car back with your things they didn't fix, or you can just take it to Leif's. Call me. We'll pick you up, negotiate with the insurance company on your behalf, keep you informed, and drop it off when we're done, anywhere in the Northwest.
The garage door is America's new front door, so why not look at it in a whole new way?
Let us show you the difference that a brand new Precision garage door can make.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Providence Heart Institute on heart failure care.
There are more treatments for heart failure now than we've ever had before. The Providence Heart Transplant Program is part of the Advanced Heart Failure Division, and it represents one treatment option that we have for patients with heart failure. Anything we can do to help people have a better quality of life, we want to do.
Learn more about the Providence Heart Failure Program and heart transplants at providenceoregon.org/heartfailure.
Welcome back. We're going to talk about coronavirus for a moment because case numbers continued declining here in Oregon. The state reported 474 new cases on Saturday. They're shown there on this graph. Looking at the dotted blue line, you can see cases have been steadily declining since mid-January. Oregon also reported 43 more deaths. It's the most COVID deaths reported in a single day since January 12th, when the state tied its record with 54 deaths.
Thousands of people in Oregon and Washington have to wait a few more days to get their COVID shots, though. That's because the snow and ice caused local vaccination sites to close. I asked a spokesperson about what you should do if you had to cancel an appointment.
With snow and ice on the roads, Portland's mass vaccination site at the convention center is closed this weekend.
We don't see any kind of improvement in the near future.
Ryan Terrett with Legacy Health shared news about the convention center closure and says safety takes priority. Other vaccination sites in Oregon and Washington are also taking precautions. The site at the Clark County Fairgrounds rescheduled vaccinations for Tuesday morning starting at 9. The OHSU clinics at the Portland Airport, Hillsborough Stadium, and the Multnomah Pavilion on OHSU's campus are all closed. OHSU said it would reach out to people by email. And in Salem, the Fairgrounds vaccination site is shutting down for weather all weekend, too. Salem Health said those with scheduled appointments for second doses should use their MyChart accounts to reschedule for Tuesday through Saturday of next week. The Oregon Convention Center site is reaching out directly to patients and has already rescheduled most appointments from this weekend.
Almost 9,000 appointments over the course of a 3-day period.
Those are scheduled week to week based on doses available. So these diverted appointments will happen next week without interrupting anyone else. The Convention Center site is a collaborative effort with help from Kaiser, Legacy, OHSU, and Providence. Doses in ultra-cold storage are part of the challenge.
I know when the Pfizer vaccine is involved, timing is everything too.
Absolutely. We know what the timing is on the thawing process and the preparation process. So that's happening just before somebody comes in for their appointment. So the good news is we haven't had to waste any vaccine.
That is the good news. The bad news is, though, later today we may be in for another ice event. We're going to talk about the warning that's in effect. Rod Hill coming up with your forecast here in just a bit.
KGW Ski Report is brought to you by your Northwest Honda dealers.
Driving in winter weather can be dangerous, so is your car ready? Well, you can use this checklist. Keep your gas tank at least half full. Check your fluid levels. Make sure all your lights are working. Check your brakes. Inspect your tires. And stay safe by following KGW wherever you get news.
Don't miss Honda's 0% event. Get 0% financing for 60 months on new Honda SUVs and trucks. 0% for 60 months. That's 5 full years of zero interest. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Ready to take your immune support to the next level? Nature's Bounty is here for you. The #1 herbal supplement brand has everything you need to help keep your immune system strong. Immune support comes naturally with Nature's Bounty.
My lips get so dry and cracked, I need serious relief. That's why I use O'Keefe's Lip Repair. It's all-day moisture in one use and is guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked lips.
Also available in O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands.
At Chewy, we know it's important for your pet to feel their best inside and out. That's why we have everything you need to pamper them at a great price. So you can save on their favorite shampoo to keep them squeaky clean or squeaky toys to make bath time more fun. And for fresh cuts, we've got grooming tools for every kind of pet. From clean teeth to fresh breath. Chewy's got it all to keep your pet looking good and feeling good. Delivered right to your door. Save 30% on your first auto ship order. Visit Chewy.com today.
Your skin isn't just skin. It's a beautiful reflection of every single thing you've been through in life. Which is why Dove Body Wash removes your skin's ceramides and strengthens it against dryness. For instantly softer, smoother skin you can lovingly embrace. Renew the love for your skin with Dove Body Wash.
Honda's 0% event is going on now. Hurry in for 0% financing for 60 months on new SUVs and trucks. Or drive new Honda SUVs from just $169 a month. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Welcome back. We do have this traffic alert, and it is huge for anyone who needs to travel east from Portland. Look at this map. ODOT just announcing moments ago it has reopened I-84 westbound through the Gorge. So it was closed between Troutdale and Hood River. All those big rigs lining up at the truck stop there on the west end of the Gorge will now start moving through, as well as anybody else. They've really been de-icing and trying to plow and trying to get it safe for travel. But again, that's the big headline at this hour, that ODOT just reopened I-84 westbound through the Gorge. We also want to talk about travel here in the Portland metro area, because PBOT crews have been out as well on the roads, working nonstop to get things ready when we need to get out there again. We have Hannah Schaefer joining us live on the phone. She's with PBOT. We need an update. I know we've been talking to you super closely, not only this morning, but all throughout the week as this started. Can you give our viewers just tuning in an update about where the trouble spots are here in Portland?
Thanks, Brenda. Yeah, we are still addressing all of our priority snow and ice routes across the city. Of course, we're keeping close attention to areas closer to the Gorge and to the West Hills, where we're expecting, additional freezing rain and snow in the forecast. So we're going to be keeping an eye on all our streets. We have our crews out now traveling all over the city on our snow and ice routes, working to fight that snow and ice as much as we can.
You know, I talked to ODOT earlier, and they did mention that they bring in crews from other states to help when things get crazy. Do you do that with other agencies or other cities and towns, or does Portland have everything it needs?
We do have intergovernmental agreements with the Seattle Department of Transportation as well, and in the past we have brought them in. You probably remember in 2016-17, I believe it was, when we had that last major event that we had them come in. But since then, we've actually added additional tools to our own toolbox, which includes salt, and that's really made a difference on a lot of our roadways this year.
Okay, I've got to give a shout out to the interactive map that shows where your crews are working in real time. Can you say just briefly a little bit about that resource?
Yeah, absolutely. We really want folks to be able to know where our snow and ice routes are if they must travel, and also to give them a sense of where our crews are working throughout the day. So if you take a look at our snow and ice map, you'll see our trucks, both plows, salt spreaders, service vehicles, everyone traveling along their routes around the city in real time. It's connected to their GPS tracking systems in their vehicles, and we want to make sure that folks know where we are at so that they know that we're doing the best to keep our streets clear for everyone.
Yeah, I encourage people to check it out. Hannah Schaefer with PBOT. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with us this morning.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Brenda.
And certainly welcome news if you're just joining us. Brenda sharing that news from ODOT earlier about I-84 westbound opening through the Gorge. This is a look from another part of the Gorge at the Dalles this morning. Pretty snowy out there, as you can tell. Now, for a lot of us, we are in for another possible ice event. Rod Hill's in the Weather Center with an update for us.
Yeah, and I want to back up just a second and show you some of the ODOT cameras, some of the Gorge. That's huge news that they've opened to I-84. This is the Multnomah Falls parking lot. I mean, that just looks like a mess, right? You wouldn't want to be there. This camera at Cascade Locks kind of snowed over. Here's the Dalles, and there are other cameras in Hood River that show the same. Basically, one fairly clear lane where you can at least see the pavement in both directions, and then snow at times and ice at times covering the highway. I think ODOT would agree with me. It's open basically for people that absolutely need to be out there. I wouldn't go joyriding on I-84 by any stretch of the imagination today. All right, we've had 1, 2, 3. This is the third storm coming in, the final one. This is tonight into early tomorrow morning. It's mainly a warm front, a push of warming air that's going to collide with the cold air, and it will bring us the ice threat. Now, here's the big warning map. Winter storm warnings continue for parts of our state until Tuesday at 4 p.m. out around John Day. The white, a series of winter weather advisories, and then the new player and the big player is this ice storm warning, and all of this bright purple color from Canby to Gaston and Hillsborough up through Battleground, Portland, and Troutdale. This storm warning begins at 1 this afternoon. It goes through tonight, right now, until 6 o'clock Monday morning. So here we go. We're seeing a morning mix of snow showers and kind of icy showers, kind of what we've been seeing the last couple of days. That's going on right now in Portland and the North Willamette Valley and Southwest Washington. This afternoon, all freezing rain or rain. Now, it is possible that parts of the Portland Metro and even Clark County could get up to maybe 33, 34 degrees for a couple hours, and that would be rain. But even if that happens, those temperatures could still fall to 30, 31 overnight, which would give us straight freezing rain. I mean, that's going to be a steady push of moisture overnight tonight. And if it's either barely going to be rain or it's going to be freezing rain. And if it's all freezing rain all night, that would be a ½ of an inch of potential ice accumulations on power lines and trees, etc. That would be probably a little bit less than what Salem got the other day. And then Monday morning, we have pretty good confidence that the east winds will die off enough coming into the valley that Portland will warm up. You folks in the Gorge and Cascades, winter storm warnings continuing at least into tomorrow morning. Hood River, another 6 to 10 inches of snow. Most of that will be this evening and overnight tonight. And you could actually get some icing out in the Gorge as well tonight. Mount Hood, 2 to 4 inches today, and then 5 inches tonight. And there could be even icy conditions at 4,000 feet. So why are we in this mess? Here's that cold air mass hitting the nation's Midwest. These are current temperatures, 9 below in Des Moines, Iowa, 20 below in Billings. Our east wind ignites off of that cold air mass, and it blows the cold air into our area. Right now, 15 out in Pendleton, 11 up in Pullman. Good morning, Cougar fans. 22 in the Dalles, 29 in Portland. We have this warming down here in Eugene, Newport, Florence, and North Bend, where temps are in the 40s. Here's the radar. This is kind of what we've had. It's a light mix. The white is snow, the green is rain, the salmon colors an icy mix. Futurecast, 8 o'clock tonight. Even though the ice storm warning begins this afternoon, we don't really get into the steady, heavier moisture until this evening. Here we are at 8 o'clock. No, this is showing that was a lot of rain, but it could be a lot of freezing rain. Temperatures this afternoon, 40s at the beach. Albany did warm yesterday. We'll see if Salem can finally warm today. Portland near freezing for a high temperature. And then Portland definitely warming tomorrow. I feel confident saying that. You folks in the Gorge, though, warm fronts seldom stop east winds in the Gorge, meaning maybe the Gorge stays cold tomorrow. We'll be back. More of our show after this.
Join IQ Credit Union and give trees. Donate at replantoregon.org.
Hey, Dan. I'm Kat. I am very analytical about the world. Most local news is all about fear, which I don't need. Right? I don't need that in my life. I don't want to be told the headline and be like, that's it. The story, it's actually informative in a hopeful sort of way. Dan is just funny. He feels like a friend that is able to give me the inside scoop, and I can make up my own mind.
At Lowe's, every weekend is a holiday weekend with big savings on home appliances. From what you need to what you want. Save with special values and free delivery on appliances $2.99 or more. There's no better day than today to shop appliances at Lowe's.
Dear Winter, I'm coming. My squad of 15 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of my game. So you better bundle up. Toyota.
Get up to $1,500 customer cash on a new Highlander or Highlander Hybrid. Or lease a new 2021 Highlander for $379 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Did you know that 178 million Americans are missing at least one tooth?
It's true.
That's why at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we only focus on tooth replacement solutions.
Whether it's a single tooth, full dentures, or dental implants, we have an experienced dentist who can create a new smile just for you.
At a price that's affordable.
Because at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we want you to
go ahead and smile.
Does your shower look dirty no matter how many cleaning products you've tried? Tile and grout dingy? Mold, soap scum, and stains won't go away? It's time to call the pros. We'll clean, sterilize to hospital standards, and permanently seal it. Get a free estimate. Call Permatreat.
Okay, for all you former Girl Scouts out there, I know you can appreciate the work it takes to sell 1,000 boxes of cookies. Now, Galen, imagine doing that while staying socially distant.
What a challenge. I don't think I could ever sell a box of cookies. I wouldn't be very good at it. Brittany Falkers, though, introduces an impressive local Girl Scout who's finding new ways to bring cookies to people this year.
My first favorite is s'mores. My second favorite is toffee-tastics. And my third favorite is trefoils.
Finally, it's Girl Scout cookie season. The pandemic can't take away our tag-alongs, but unfortunately, it has made many of the traditional sales pitches a problem.
And this year, everything has changed. We're not allowed to do booths as we're observing public health guidance.
So, Scouts all over have gotten creative.
We've been doing virtual cookie booths.
And that's just one of the ways Harper, along with her mom Rebecca, have become top sellers this year. They've also offered virtual story times for kids, Facebook Live events, and now an art display as part of the Portland Winter Light Festival.
We had to get really creative, and we also used it as an opportunity to think about how to build presentation skills.
Finding every little way they can to connect with customers in this disconnected time.
This last year has been so isolating, and Harper's an only child, so, she's gotten a chance to hang out with us a lot, but she really misses her friends. Now they've had a chance to get together and collaborate on these virtual cookie booths.
With the help of her team and new virtual sales, Harper is well on her way to her ambitious goal of selling 1,000 boxes.
The electric scooter for 1,000 boxes. I believe I've sold about 809 cookies this year so far.
Well, make that 810. Our photographer couldn't walk away without a box of Thin Mints.
It's Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Save up to $500 on our top-rated brands like Sealy and more. Plus, get a free adjustable base when you spend $699 on Sealy. Or save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. Only at Mattress Firm.
So, what should we do today?
Should we just go see a movie?
Yes. I'm always up for a good movie.
Go Rogue in the all-new fiercely reimagined Nissan Rogue. Get a low $229 per month lease on Rogue or get 0% financing for up to 84 months on 13 models.
Okay, everyone, our mission is to provide complete balanced nutrition for strength and energy.
Woo-hoo!
Great tasting and sure, with 9 grams of protein, 27 vitamins and minerals, and nutrients to support immune health.
You thought you were the only ones who'd go someplace just because you liked the name of the town. The only ones who didn't just want to see the world, but needed to explore every corner of it. You thought you were the only ones until you discovered others just like you. Jeep Cherokee, there's only one.
Now get 0% financing for 84 months on 2021 Jeep Compass, Renegade, and select Cherokee models. Plus, get no additional charge maintenance with the Jeep Wave Customer Care Program.
Are your countertops and showers putting your family at risk? Dirt and bacteria grow below the surface where you can't clean. PermaTreat will lift it all out, follow CDC guidelines, sterilize to hospital standards, then seal it. Keep your home safe. Call PermaTreat today.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, and it's time again for our Founders Celebration Sale. We've traveled a lot of roads since our start in 1952, but our focus on helping keep you and your family safe has never changed. During the Les Schwab Founders Celebration Sale, save up to $150 when you bundle select tires and brakes. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Better sleep means a better you. With Mattress Firm's Rest Assured promise, you can try America's best mattress brands and save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 instant gift good towards sleep accessories. Shop today, only at Mattress Firm.
This is KGW News at Sunrise.
If you're just joining us here at 7:30, a lot of people talking about this. A big mess in downtown Portland last night with those awnings and outdoor setups at restaurants and bars crashing underneath the weight of all that snow and ice that we've seen. Of course, we were hoping the worst was behind us after all of this, but that may not be the case. I want to thank you for being here this morning. I'm Galen Etlin, joined by Brenda Braxton.
Hey, good morning, everybody. We want to bring in meteorologist Rod Hill this morning because, Rod, you have a brand new warning for everybody that's just tuning in.
Yeah, so back around 5:30 this morning, the National Weather Service popping up an ice storm warning for all these areas on the bright purple color. This starts at 1 this afternoon, goes through 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. It covers basically the North Valley up through Clark County, Gaston, Hillsborough, Canby, Portland, Troutdale, up through Battleground, but not extending up into Cowlitz County. We're going to see a warm front come in tonight, and it's going to basically bring warmer air to the atmosphere, but it's possible that cold east winds will keep the lower levels freezing. Now, if that's the case, we would be in for hours and hours of freezing rain with ice accumulations. That's, again, the heaviest of that actually starts this evening into the overnight hours. Right now, it's a mixture on the radar. We have warming pockets where it's rain around Salem, McMinnville, sleep south of Portland, light snow to flurries up in Clark County right now. Temperatures are warmer. I mean, we were 24, 25 at this time yesterday. Now we're 28 Portland, 29 Tigard. Hey, some improvement, right? 32 Salem, Dallas, 38 in Corvallis, 37 in McMinnville. There are some warming pockets around. Portland, I think, has a good chance to stay below freezing through the noon hour with a mix of showery weather, snow, sleet, that type of thing. And then later today, 32 at 5 p.m. Now, again, this is not a slam dunk. We could luck out. We could luck out and be in the low to mid 30s tonight with rain, but there's actually, I think, a better chance that we won't luck out and that it will be freezing rain. Back to you.
Good to know. Crossing fingers that hopefully it's not as serious as we are predicting here. Now, we do want to dive deeper into some of those challenges we talked about earlier for local restaurant and bar owners. They got the go-ahead to offer indoor dining in the metro area on Friday, but the weather is a problem. Keely Chalmers joins us live from Burnside and 12th Avenue. Keely, a lot of owners are dealing with damage from the snow and ice.
Yeah, Galen, we actually moved to another location. We're now live along Northwest 23rd near Kearney in front of Santa Fe Taqueria, and you can see the damage done here. This, for months now, has been really an impressive outdoor seating arrangement, plastic walls, tents, shelter from any of the elements, but you can see the snow and the ice has just completely collapsed it. Somewhere under all this mess, there are actually tables, But yeah, I mean, this is what we're seeing all over the place. Keep in mind, it's Valentine's Day. This is normally one of the busiest dining days of the year, and I'm sure restaurants are going to be struggling with the weather. I want to show you some video that we shot, probably about an hour ago of McMinimum's. This is Zeus Cafe near Burnside and Southwest 12th, and in the same situation, their outdoor seating that they've had up there for quite some time now has just completely collapsed under the weight of the snow and the ice. The tables are the only things really holding it up right now, so you can bet that the restaurant managers and owners will be out there cleaning that up. Obviously, you're going to have to wait till the weather improves a little bit, things start to melt before they can even get all that snow and ice off. We'll take you back here live now, and again, this is what we're seeing up and down the street here. Lots of restaurants have these outdoor dining areas set up, and again, lots of them now having to deal with the cleanup. And again, Rod, you said it earlier, and I'll say it again, this just adds insult to injury, because they were, a lot of restaurants excited to start reopening, getting people inside, adding to their outdoor seating. But again, now a huge wrinkle with this weather that sounds like now it's not going to get any better in the next couple of days. In fact, that the ice accumulating might even get worse.
Such a mess and such a challenge, Keely. Thank you for keeping track for us. Now, with that new ice storm warning that Rod mentioned earlier, it could take up to 10 days to get power back on if more outages happen. Portland General Electric reports about 186,000 customers still don't have power this morning. Heavy ice and snow have caused trees and branches to fall on power lines. We spoke with one woman who lives off Oakfield Road in Milwaukee. Her neighborhood lost power Friday night.
And at that point, the trees were already starting to snap. So everyone that I've spoken to, no one slept all night long, because it was just like firecrackers going off constantly. And then all the transformers that were blowing up, it was like fireworks.
PGE says 600 workers are responding, but many roads are closed because of downed trees and slick road conditions. Also, so much to get to. About 21,000 Pacific Power customers also do not have electricity.
Okay, we don't want to freak you guys out. 10 days without power is worst case, potentially, for some of those customers. We want to check back this morning with Steve Corson from PGE. Steve, I asked you about this last hour, and you were trying to be transparent about the challenges that your crews are facing. Can you say more?
Absolutely. I mean, the 10 days really is the extreme, and we're going to be moving heaven and earth to get people back on as quickly as safety allows. So most people should not experience that long of an outage, but we also want people to be prepared, because both we've got extreme damage here around our system, and then secondly, it's ongoing. The fact that, we may repair your power this hour, and as soon as our trucks drive away, another tree limb or branch comes down and your power is out again. So people need to be prepared for the potential for some extended outages, and still understand that our crews and mutual aid crews that we're going to be joined by today from as far away as Montana and Nevada are coming in to get that power restored. So it's really a full court press. We're going to be working as hard and as quickly as safety allows, and we appreciate people's patience. It's a difficult situation.
Yeah, to say the least. So where right now are you seeing the most power outages?
Right now, the concentration, and really through yesterday, has been farther south and east in Clackamas County and down in Marion County. Some of those areas, as I understand it, have seen like an inch of ice. And we've also, the other thing that's different about this compared to most of the storms that we've had is the impact on our transmission system, where we've got transmission lines that are down, and not just minor damage that we'll be able to fix quickly, but areas where we've got extended lengths of line that are down. We've got substations that have no service. So it's a really challenging situation.
Mother Nature is throwing all kinds of things at you guys. We totally understand. I know it's inconvenient, but it is what it is. Steve Corson with PGE, thank you so much for being with us and passing along this very important information.
Thank you.
We do have a traffic update now in Washington after the storm shut down the major freeway connecting both sides of the state. There were at least 15 crashes on I-90 yesterday morning near Snoqualmie Pass. The interstate, though, is now reopened, but state troopers urge everyone to just slow down.
And for the second time this week, icy conditions caused a massive pileup on an interstate. This one was in Nashville yesterday morning. Look at that. 21 cars, a pileup, shutting down I-24 for hours. Police say at least a half dozen people were injured. 15 vehicles had to be towed away. A major winter storm is expected to hit Tennessee today and again tomorrow, bringing even more ice and snow to that region.
Now, if you think it's cold here, get a look at this. On the beaches along Lake Erie, frigid temperatures and gusty winds created a thick layer of ice. Railings, plants, and brick walls have all been transformed into basically ice sculptures. Lake Erie's ice coverage grew by 50% in just over 5 days this past week alone. Forecasters there say the Great Lake should be almost completely covered with ice for the rest of the month. And for context, this is wild. Lake Erie covers nearly 10,000 square miles.
That's crazy. Okay, also want to talk about Vegas because thunderstorms there cut power to almost 40,000 homes on Saturday. A fast-moving storm created wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour. A wind advisory is still in effect this morning. You can hear the wind in that video. It's crazy. So this is scary, though. There was a bouncy house in Vegas with kids inside, and the wind picked it up and blew it on top of a home. Fortunately, rescue crews say no one got hurt. We'll be right back.
Monday, our vaccine coverage team answering your questions about the rollout, and it's a hot topic of debate. See, our brave Oregon grocery store workers on the front lines of the pandemic since the beginning are nowhere near the top of the list to get the vaccine. No word on when it's going to be their turn. Meanwhile, in Washington, workers there are not only getting their doses, but they're getting paid bonuses to do so. A look at why some of Oregon's essential workers feel left behind by the state on The Story, Monday at 6 on KGW.
Does your shower look dirty no matter how many cleaning products you've tried? Tile and grout dingy? Mold, soap scum, and stains won't go away? It's time to call the pros. We'll clean, sterilize to hospital standards, and permanently seal it. Get a free estimate. Call Permatreat.
Ask anyone who has been in an accident. What comes next can be just as bad as the accident itself. Getting yourself home, calling up your insurance company, negotiating a shop to take it to, making sure the shop uses factory parts, having a friend drive an appointment with the shop, having to make another finally dropping off your car, waiting to hear back from your insurance, taking your car back with your things they didn't fix, or you can just take it to Leif's. Call me. We'll pick you up, negotiate with the insurance company on your behalf, keep you informed, and drop it off when we're done, anywhere in the Northwest.
0% on this HRV. And this one. 0% on this Pilot. And that Pilot. 0% on this CRV. That one too. 0% on the Passport. And 0% on the Ridgeline. Act fast to take home a versatile and rugged Honda during the final days of the Honda 0% event. Well-qualified buyers can get a great deal, like 0% APR financing on the purchase of select Honda models.
When garage doors fail, they can look catastrophic. At Precision Door, everybody that wears this logo is a certified technician, and we take pride in the work that we do. We're just here to be your trusted advisor.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Welcome back. The second impeachment trial for former President Donald Trump ended with an acquittal. He was charged with inciting the insurrection at the Capitol back on January 6th. The final Senate vote was 57 to 43. 7 Republicans joined all 50 Democrats. However, that's 10 votes shy of the 67 needed to convict. The impeachment trial is a big topic this morning on Meet the Press. The lead impeachment manager, Congressman Jamie Raskin, will join host Chuck Todd. That's coming up at 8 o'clock here on KGW.
And the big story locally here. In the Gorge, the westbound lanes of I-84 are back open this morning from Troutdale to Hood River. The eastbound lanes do remain closed, though. On the Washington side, SR 14 is also closed between Evergreen Boulevard east of Washougal and the Hood River Bridge near White Salmon. Road crews, as you can imagine, have been working around the clock. We do have Don Hamilton from ODOT joining us again on the phone. Don, thank you again for being here with us. That's great news. I-84, known as a trouble spot in weather like this, but you were able to make part of it reopen. Can you talk about that progress?
Well, wow, we had crews working all through the night on this. We brought in some of our heavy equipment that we usually keep up along Mount Hood. This includes a six-wheel drive plow that we have up there that can get to anything, and also a giant snowblower that we use up there. I think we keep it in the shed and feed it small animals or something up there. But it's we use a lot of heavy equipment in the area up there. We're bringing that down to I-84. We're working right now on getting the eastbound lanes open.
Appreciate the extra details there. That's interesting that you added that. Now, we heard earlier from our meteorologist, Rod Hill, that, you know, it's great that this is reopened. It's probably great for people who really need to travel, but you shouldn't be taking a joyride on I-84 during weather like this. Can you add a little bit to that? Like, what do you suggest people be doing right now?
Well, I think the best thing to do, considering what we've got on the ground right now, what is in the forecast, is people need to consider just staying home today, staying off the roads. We're working hard to get these roads clear. The fewer people on the road, the more that we don't have to clean around a lot of the traffic on there, too. That's going to help everything. We're committing a lot of resources to the Gorge and a lot of the roads around the area in here, too. But it's still a tricky driving out there. There's still a lot of icy roads. People really need to use caution.
When we were talking in the last hour, you mentioned some of the challenges that the Gorge presents, especially when it comes to different microclimates. Can you explain that to people who are maybe not familiar?
Well, as you drive along through the Gorge, you get a lot of small creeks and riverbeds and things like that that are streaming into the Columbia River. And those are the areas, as we know, when we drive around a lot of the curves along in there, that create a lot of microclimates. That can create a little snow squall in the area. It can create a little windstorm in these areas, too. And certainly we're seeing a lot of drifting snow in these areas as well. And that's a lot of the problem that we've got in there, is trying to get a lot of these snow drifts cleared out. But it can be a very varied area in the Gorge, and we have to work with that.
Certainly a big task. Promising news to hear the westbound lanes of I-84 are back open this morning. Don Hamilton with ODOT. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Oh, Don makes me laugh, man. He talks a mile a minute. He jams in tons of information. All right, coming up next, we are going to celebrate birthdays with you on this Valentine's morning. We'll have that, plus Rod Hill is back with your full Sunday forecast.
One of the biggest misconceptions about the COVID-19 vaccine is that its development started with the current pandemic. In reality, scientists had a head start. That's because COVID-19 comes from a family of viruses, including the SARS coronavirus of 2002 and the MERS coronavirus of 2012. Many of the researchers who are developing the COVID-19 vaccines had previously studied those similar viruses. They already knew a lot about what works and what doesn't.
Skechers Go Walk footwear are my favorites. And now I just discovered that Skechers makes Go Walk pants. They're made with soft GoFlex fabric, and they even have convenient pockets. Skechers Go Walk pants. They're easy care, easy wear, and made to fit every body. Skechers Go Walk pants.
Why am I so calm right now? Because this isn't a spy thriller. This is a Nissan sales event ad. Right on cue. This Rogue has more standard safety technologies than that RAV4. It's almost too easy.
Hurry in for a low $229 per month lease on the 2021 Rogue.
Tick-tock, time's running out.
Fairlife makes the most of milk. It's ultra filtered for 50% less sugar and 50% more protein. So make the most of any occasion with Fairlife Ultra Filtered Milk.
Who is USAA made for? It's made for this guy, a veteran who honorably served. And it's made for her. She's serving now. We made it for all branches and all ranks, whether they served one tour or made a career of it. We also made USAA for military spouses and their kids. USAA is easy to work with and can save you money on auto, home, and renter's insurance. Become a member today. Call us for a quote. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
We are coming up on 7:48 on this Sunday morning, Valentine's Day, and I've got a lot of people celebrating birthdays here, starting with Janine Brigham, who is 70 in Amboy. Jacqueline Kiso is 49 years old in Vancouver. Over to Miley here, who is 40 years old today. CJ Jefferson is 25 years old in Vancouver. Mindy Wilson is turning 21 today. Audrey Perry is turning 12 years old with the peace sign there. And Olivia is turning 8 years old today. Cruz is 4 years old, rocking the mittens, enjoying the snow. And finally here, we've got Braxton, who is turning 3 years old. Thank you so much for sending those in. Please send us your birthday shout-outs to birthday-pics@kgw.com.
Braxton, great name, my friend, great name. All right, happy birthday to one and all. We should play a game of guess which sky cam that is. You can't tell, it's completely iced over this morning, but it is Wells Fargo. It's up in elevation, so that makes sense. Let's turn it over to Rod Hill now. He's back in the Weather Center with an updated forecast.
Yeah, a couple of little stats for you. Behind me, by the way, this is Lewis River Golf Course up in Woodland this morning, and generally the snow amounts up in Clark County, and then this is right on the line. You jump into Calais County. About 10 inches on the ground. That looks to be matching the eyeball test. So PDX officially 9.5. You rounded up 10 inches of snow out of this storm so far. Yesterday's temps were 30 for a high, 24 for a low. That averaged to be 17 degrees below normal. We're not quite as cold today, but we're not above freezing either. Here's a look at our final storm front. This will be the third one. This is mostly a push of warmer air coming in tonight. The problem is the east winds will blow down low, so it will be warmer air overlaying cold air at the surface for at least the Portland metro area, and if that holds, that would lead to freezing rain. So our watch warning map, nothing at the coast, but everything else lit up pretty well, except for areas of southern Oregon. You can get winter storm warning out in John Day, now extended until Tuesday. Winter weather advisories in white, and this is our new player. It came out earlier this morning. An ice storm warning issued for the Portland metro area up into Clark County. Hillsboro, Canby, Portland, Troutdale, Battleground, all in this area. This technically starts at 1 o'clock and goes until 6 in the morning right now. We will see precipitation either be rain or freezing rain at some point this afternoon. We think we stop seeing snow. And if we're freezing, it would be freezing rain. If we get just above freezing, it would be rain. And then the heaviest batch of moisture comes in mid-evening into the overnight hours. And that could be hours of just straight accumulating freezing rain. Similar to what Salem had in Marion County, but not as much total moisture available. Here's a look then. So morning mix of snow and ice, shower, precipitation, that's what we're seeing now. This afternoon, all freezing rain or rain. I do give Portland, at least parts of the metro, the chance to get up to 33 or 34 this afternoon. Even if that happens, temperatures could then get back down to 30, 31, 32, and that would lead to freezing rain overnight. This is not a slam dunk. We could get lucky and somehow magically get up to 34, 35 and hold, but we're watching this carefully. If it's freezing, it will be freezing rain, no snow, and a half-inch ice accumulations by morning, and then pretty good confidence that the east winds get knocked down enough that at least the valley away from extreme East Multnomah County will be warming up and ending the winter storm tomorrow. For the Gorge, real quick, 28 seconds left. Hood River, 6 to 10 inches of snow yet to come. Most of that tonight. You could get some ice, 5 to 8 inches more, and with some ice, maybe even at 4,000 feet up in the Cascades tonight. These are the current numbers. The Dow's 22, Portland 29. You get warm down in Eugene, and you get 43 in Newport and 45 degrees in Florence. Radar showing what we've been seeing. This is light, showery, mixed precipitation. The white is just snow. Temperatures this afternoon. Thought Salem would bounce to 40 yesterday. You didn't. We'll try it again today. Portland might get just above freezing, and our 7-day forecast numbers show warming coming tomorrow and then into the week. The Gorge might warm tomorrow, but east winds could hold for another day. That's my forecast for now.
Important stuff. Thank you for walking us through it this morning. A lot of you have been sharing photos and videos of the snow and ice in your neighborhood.
We love seeing them. Keep it coming here. We're going to show some right now. Check out this snowman in Lake Oswego. Thanks to Andrew McKenzie for sending this in. A portrait of the artist maybe is right there. Jackie shared this photo right there of a deer, beautiful in the snowy woods. Then take a look at this huge icicle up next. The person who sent this one in on Twitter called it a Yeti walking stick. Love the creativity as well. Emily Chrisman shared this one. Her home surveillance camera caught a car. You're going to see it pull by here in a second, pulling what Looks like a snowboarder right on the street.
That's fun, and it's not just people though. Pets are playing in the snow too. A viewer texted this photo of dogs Lark and Nipper in Clatskanie. Kendall Clausen says Blazer had to hike through some deep snow to get home. And then a viewer tweeted this photo. This is Orange Juice the cat out and about exploring the snow. Finally, check out this gorgeous video of snowflakes coming down in Deer Island, Oregon. So peaceful. We appreciate Crystal Farnsworth for sharing that one. And if you have video or photos that you'd like to share with us, use the hashtag KGWweather. We'll be right back.
So much news and misinformation is swirling around COVID vaccines. Verify sifts through it all. We find the experts and cross-check everything so you have the most accurate information. When can you get the vaccine? What's the plan for storing it? What about the side effects?
You may have a low-grade fever or a headache or be tired the next day.
We answer your questions and address your concerns so you can feel confident, not confused. Exclusive Verify reports on KGW. Email us at verify@kgw.com.
Don't waste your time and money at the chain store. They got the best auto parts, brake parts, suspension parts, and dealer parts too. The website's so easy to use. The lowest prices and fast delivery too. All the parts your car will ever need. All the savvy folks are buying parts at rockauto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com.
In Oregon, flavor is not just about food, but about character, freshness, sustaining this beautiful place, and local families who care about good food and healthy eating. Oregon Dungeness Crab, the flavor of Oregon.
Cleaning your gutter system is a never-ending project, and overflowing gutters can cause permanent damage to your home. Spring Rock Gutter Guards are the smart solution to gutter maintenance. Our gutter guards are made from an extruded aluminum frame with stainless steel micro mesh and can be installed on your existing gutters. They are designed to keep all debris out of your gutter system forever. We include a full gutter cleaning and tune-up before we install your Spring Rock Gutter Guards. Call today and save 20%.
Add KGW News to your Amazon Alexa flash briefing. Go to kgw.com/Alexa to find out how.
Looking good, people. That is pretty awesome. Those skiers in downtown Portland really made the area their playground yesterday with an impromptu race. Here's Brittany Folkers.
We're just trying to have some fun and enjoy winter, like when it happens. The rare occasion.
Welcome to Portland, the hottest ski destination for one weekend only.
One of the most charming parts about the city, right? That we can't handle snow, so let's just go into it. I love it.
Saturday, Northwest streets covered in snow became the site for an impromptu ski race. The Stumptown Birkebeiner, more lovingly known as the Berkeys. Pets,
ready to go.
Kiddos, and a Portland pickle.
I was plenty warmed up. Pickles joined us. So I did not expect pickles today, but when in Portland, you never know what you're going to see. So.
This isn't the first time downtown skiers have taken to the streets. The last time we saw the Berkey was 2017.
There's not many years you can wear your old Berkey bibs, and this feels like an appropriate time to come out.
But was wearing that old bib worth skiing sleeveless?
This was a great idea until I stood still for about 20 minutes.
Keeping it weird and taking full advantage of this extended snow day.
Not a bad way to spend a Saturday.
Making the best of it there. Now, before we go, we do want to check back in with Rod Hill. More ice ahead, potentially.
Yeah, we have the ice storm warning. Technically starts this afternoon. The heaviest moisture, though, comes in this evening. That would be the batch that really could do some damage in terms of ice accumulation. And it's not a guarantee. We could get lucky and be 34, 35, but I think odds are slightly tilting towards 30, 32 and ice.
Putting those warm vibes out there. As we leave you, here's this live look outside in the Gorge. Be safe, everyone.
Winter driving is here, so carry an emergency kit.